Hey guys, welcome back to the Calibrate Tools channel. Today we're going to talk to a professional carpenter and she is going to tell us why carpentry chose her. Stick around, I'll see you right after this.
Hello, my name is Haleina Sheraton. I'm a 7th period apprentice carpenter at a local 323. I've been doing this since 2019. Started off doing finish work at SoFi Stadium. Now I'm doing concrete on various places, LAX. My current job is here, these pocket parks on Crenshaw. And yeah, man, it hasn't been easy, that's for sure, especially as an African-American female. Just a female period, but especially African-American. It has not been easy from both sides. But I've been pushing through, and I just keep it going every day. I started getting into the trades because I've always thought that construction workers were cool. You know, they had the tool belts, and I don't know, I just always thought it was cool, but never knew how to get into it. So when the SoFi Stadium was being built, or beginning to be built, I live in Inglewood, and they were really pushing for local hires. So they were really getting out there in the streets and really trying to pull people in off the streets and just say, hey, you know, this is a really good career, blah, blah, blah. Not just for carpenters, for electricians, for everybody. And at the time, I was working at SpaceX. I was always in aviation. I was doing aviation for about 10, 12 years. And I just didn't see me going any further in that field. So I said, you know what? I've always been interested in this. Let me go ahead and, you know, this is my opportunity. And I've been in it ever since. And I love it. And yeah, I wouldn't change anything. When I was working at SpaceX, I was a project coordinator. I had to make sure everything was built at a certain time, promptly. I had to have all the parts ready for the employees to build it on time. Sometimes when those parts weren't available, I would have to go dig and, you know, high and low, wherever I could to find those parts. But it's very important, you know, because we would have launches that we would have to meet, you know, just like in any aspect in life. It's very important to be on time, especially being a construction worker. I'm always at least 30 minutes to an hour early, you know, and if I don't know, if it's my first day on the project, I'll go check the project out before, so I know exactly where I'm going, where I need to park and all that. That way I don't have that anxiety the morning of, you know, trying to figure out, where do I go? Where do I enter into this building? Where do I park? Where do I, you know? So yeah, definitely very important to be on time, and it definitely looks good on you. I really love being a carpenter. I love carpentry. I love working with my hands. I feel like I'm very good with my hands. I love being precise, and I just like when I do a good job and make things look good. I really care about what I'm doing, and you can tell by my work. You know, I take care of all my tools. I do probably need a few new ones, but you know, my hammer, I definitely always need that. This is on the heavier side of the hammers, but I don't know, I had it since the beginning and it's always been with me. I always need my level, make sure I'm plumb and level. Let's see. You know, my snips, just in case I need to cut some tie wire. My speed square, just to make sure everything is lined up very nice. Have my gloves. These are brand new, actually. My tape measure. Make sure you know how to read this thing before you get out there. Don't get a cheater either. Have my dry line. That way, if I need to make a line or anything on something, and it has blue chalk on it, my chalk. That way I can cut it nice and straight. Let's see. This is for mostly stripping and whatever else. This is a really good tool. I love this thing. 14-inch. This tool belt, or tool bags actually, these are Occidentals. So I had to work a little bit before I could buy these because these aren't cheap. And then luckily I was working for a bigger company, and they actually gave me this harness, which is pretty cool. That way I can tie off. It's a 3M harness. I think it runs you anywhere from about $300 to $400. Luckily, I didn't have to pay for that. But and then you just put your tool belts. You take your tool bags and just hook them right onto your belt here. And you're good to go. But yeah, Occidentals are looked at as the best. They have leathers and they have the canvas ones. I prefer canvas over the leather. The leather can tend to be really heavy, especially if it's raining or something like that. They'll really be heavy. So, you know, you're running around everywhere and, you know, just try to make it as easy as you can, you know. All right, so in the distance there, you're gonna see the walls that we put up on this project. We were doing it in sections. So the wall on the right was first, wall on the left was second. And what we do is the wood forming. So we put up a wooden wall. Basically, it's just a huge stencil for the concrete that needs to be poured. So, and then you'll see the snap ties sticking out there, and we use those to make sure that the wall doesn't move anywhere, doesn't go anywhere, and then we snap them off later. That's why they're called snap ties. And then here's all the rebar here for the rebar guys. All right, so on this specific wall has a little bit of a radius, as you can see. So what they'll do is they'll come in, do the layout, put the rebar up, and then we just come and do our wood forming, and they'll pour the concrete right after that. We have those rebar caps on there, you know, just to be safe. And yeah, that's about it. All right, so I was lucky enough, like I said, to be somewhat recruited into this field. There's many ways to get into carpentry. It is a hunt trade. It's not a test trade. So you got to get out there, you got to get on these job sites, and you got to, you know, basically ask for a job or beg for a job sometimes, you know, and then they'll sponsor you. And that's how you get into it. I was lucky enough to go through a pre-apprenticeship program called Hire LAX. And specifically for LAX, but they did hire for other places as well. And they kind of took us around to each trade so we could pick and choose whatever we wanted. And carpentry was just, I feel like it just kind of chose me, you know. But it's not going to be easy. You know, this road has not been easy, but it has definitely been fulfilling, really fulfilling. It's a great insurance. My wife just had surgery yesterday, and she was in the, you know, top-notch Cedars Hospital. You know, it was clean in there, you know, versus what we've been in before, you know. So I was very proud of that. Out here, you know, blood, sweat, and tears, you know what I mean? And it's definitely all worth it. It's worth it in the end. But you could definitely do it. But you just got to be ready, you know, be ready for it, you know, but don't quit and just keep pushing.
Haleina just showed us that there is no excuses not to go after your dreams. If she can do it, you definitely can do it. All it takes is persistence and not giving up. So guys, if you appreciate what Haleina had to share with us today, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to share it with everybody you know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.